Thank you, Keith. Portia, he need to say something.
Um, yes, he does.
Okay, what are you gonna
What
say?
does Facebook have to say? Does Tory Lanez need to speak out about this situation as it relates to if or not, or apologize, or at least put out a statement as it relates to shooting Megan Thee Stallion?
No, the thing is
Question
that
for everybody on Facebook: what does Tory Lanez need to do? Is that the question, Romeo?
Yes, that's the question.
That's the question. What does he need to do?
no, I think no, that's the reason why Megan Thee Stallion came out already, because there was a lot of misinformation and disinformation being promulgated by his camp, saying that something else happened and this happened, and that, saying this is the reason why he responded. So then Megan Thee Stallion came out and just named him because she got tired of all the misinformation. So what more can he say? I'm trying to figure out from Portia what could he possibly say to make this better?
I don't know. I don't know. No. So if you were on the show the other day, I am not a fan of Tory Lanez. I do think that he owes her a lot more than just an apology. I don't know what can be said at this time. He can just extradite himself back to Canada, actually. Word on the street.
What does extradite mean?
Leave. He could leave. That's just, don't give him that little portion. She said.
Shut up, Terry. How about that? It means shut up, Terry.
Like, Terry, you play.
You got that Webster dictionary over there on speed.
Because you playing 2 courts of appeal. You playing with the Court of Appeal and the Street Court of Appeal. I guarantee you, and I'm not trying to be funny, if the streets are looking for him, let's be clear.
The streets are looking for him.
Police are looking for him because the OGs put it out there. This man need to go now, today. It is not going to go good. It is us. And even if he does get arrested, correct? Like if he gets arrested and sent away, it's not going to go good there either. Like it's not. This is a lose-lose situation.
Well, since he hasn't been indicted, he needs to go somewhere remote. And I encourage people to watch a show on National Geographic, since we're in the COVID lockdown in most places. National Geographic called Aerial America, an absolute spectacular show talking about things from the aerial perspective. And there's a lot of remote places across America. He needs to go to Yosemite Park. He needs to go to somewhere in, in Utah. He can hide. There are plenty of places in America to hide. Matter of fact, he can go to Georgia. And Georgia and Mississippi and Alabama have more trees per capita than any other place in the country. He can hide. He can hide in the swamps down there in the Florida Keys, or down there in the Everglades. He can hide. But anyway,
you about to go to jail.
Yeah, but anyway, we have a distinguished guest on right now that we would like to welcome to the show. Please take yourself off of mute right quick. But we want, I had the privilege and the honor of attending a drive-in parking lot concert that featured my boys, Belle Biv DeVoe, and it was extremely enjoyable. I was able to stretch my legs. I was able to have some social distancing because I don't want people up on me, because my favorite word is back up. So I was able to get some of that. And so we're talking to the man who owns this, who helped put this on, and he has some other events that are coming up. Actually next week, right?
Yes, sir.
So we want to welcome to the show, Mr. Stephen Beecham. Did I pronounce that correctly, sir?
Yes, sir. You got it right. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. If you could do us a favor, if you can you turn your camera to the side so we can get the long version of you?
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, now we in the house. Okay, so Mr.
Stephen, what do Tory Lanez need to do, Stephen?
Yeah, you in the music industry, man. You got to answer that.
He said, I'm pleading the fifth. I don't have no comment. What'd you say, Stephen?
I plead the fifth.
Hey, y'all saw, well, I forgot his name, but y'all saw, what's his name? He refused to say anything. The guy that was talking about Dwayne Wade's daughter. You know what I'm saying? And he also refused to say anything. What's his name? It's not coming to my head.
I don't know.
Oh, thank you, Roman. Thank you for bailing me out. But anyway, back to you, Mr. Stephen Beecham. Before you got into promoting and putting on shows, you were basically handling your business in Washington, D.C. as, manning a helicopter, the presidential helicopter for, what was it, the Bush administration and the Clinton administration and the Marines? You know what I'm saying? And that's the second best branch to my Air Force, but we ain't gonna go there right now.
Hold on a second now. I mean, I look, I have a son who's in the Air Force right now. Yes.
Okay.
So, yes, I love the Air Force.
Okay.
But the Marines always first to fight.
All right, that's what's up. But I just want you to talk about, basically introduce yourself, talk about, the ownership of and when you started the drive-in series and how to go this past weekend from your perspective and the fan perspective of the parking lot concert with Belle Biv DeVoe and Jagged Edge. I mean, it was spectacular. I enjoyed it, except the rain.
Yes. Well, thank you very much. We had a wonderful time.
But introduce yourself first.
Yes. How's it going, everyone? My name is Stephen Beecham. I am one of the co-owners of Drive-In Concert Series. We developed this several years ago, but it wasn't viable at the time. And then, of course, when COVID hit, it shut everything down. Well, that changed everything for everyone. We sat down, we looked at how it would work. We developed an entire program for it, and we said, well, we got to get this right. So we actually put 3 months into developing this program. After we did that, we submitted it to the John Hopkins Institute and just told them, look, tell us what you think, shoot holes through it, make sure we got this right. They took a look at it. They gave us their comments on it, told us a couple of things we need to change. We changed it, sent it back to them. They gave us a thumbs up. And then we turned around and we sent it to the governor's office of Georgia. We sent it over to them and they took a look at it. They loved it. They gave us the okay. And then we decided, okay, let's go ahead and implement this. And we had our first show, Jokes and Jams. Our first show was amazing, complete sold out. We had Tony Terry, Aldra Blissett, Anthony David.
Was this also at the Georgia International Convention Center?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And that's just south of Atlanta. But also this past weekend, it's a different kind of concert. It's a different concert. Talk to us about the layout and how well that worked, because I saw people just having a ball. What is a drive-in concert series and how does that work?
Well, we basically set it up to where it is social distancing. That was one of our primary goals, to make sure everyone was safe. So we designed the parking lot to where everyone has their own entertainment zone. And when I say entertainment zone, you have your own personal space with the people that come with you in the car, and you're socially distanced from the next person in the next parking space. So you'll have your car in one space, and then that next space to the right of it is your actual entertainment zone. So you're technically right around 18 feet away from each one of your patrons out there.
Yeah, and I mean, it got crazy out there, man. I saw people playing spades. I saw people cooking. There were people cooking in the parking lot. I mean, people had the picnic table. I mean, 4 or 5 people, man, they was chowing down, boy. They was going off. They was having a good time.
Well, I know we got some pictures. I know we got video. I know we got footage because Terry, you was out there. I'm just saying. So, do we have some visuals that we can see?
Yeah. Yes. Yes, I will go ahead and gather that. I forgot. I apologize. But you go ahead and ask him your question in regards to what you wanted to know. The floor is yours, Portia.
Thank you. So welcome to the show, Stephen. So this was the second event for you, Belle Biv DeVoe, Jagged Edge.
Yeah.
The next event will be a live in-person versus battle between Goody Mob and Miss.
Oh, yeah.
So let's talk about that. How will that work? Will that work the same way as the concert did, or are you guys adding something different? Just let us know how that'll work.
Well, I mean, we got our little spin on it. So New Orleans, against Atlanta, the ATL, you know it's going to be fire. Yeah, I mean, so we got Good Bob versus Mystical with DJ Jelly battling against DJ Manny Fresh. with also the Atlanta Yeet Squad against New Orleans second line. Oh, it's gonna be fire. So we're gonna separate the parking lot. You'll have New Orleans on one side and Atlanta on the other side.
You about to start, Stephen.
I'm just saying, right? He about to start a fight. So I went to school down south, HBCU, Grambling State University, and so I'm familiar with a lot of the things that New Orleans people do, how they party down there, and this and that. Yep. How are you going to contain that? Because New Orleans folk party like I don't see them being in their cars. I don't, so they like to dance, they like to congregate, they like to party. How do you see them contained in that?
Well, our number one thing is safety. So we're going to have more than enough security out there. We will continually announce it on our main PA system, letting everyone know, look, you have to be safe. We have what we call a proximity patrol. So we have these golf carts with our security on them, and they continuously drive around the entire venue, making sure everyone is adhering to our social distancing policies that we have in place.
So I'm sorry, because I'm gonna let them tell.
Yeah, I know, because you're trying to take over. You know what I'm saying? And this is not the Portia Monique show. This is the rolling out AM wake up call. Mr. Romeo International, do you have a question?
Hey man, I'm with you. But here, I'm with you now, Steve. I'm gonna start with that. But us on the morning show, we done seen photos of parking lots, brother, and we've seen like the videos and stuff. I think my concern, like you said, safety is the priority. Yes. I think my concern is, people not adhering to the rules and regulations. People not, you know what I'm saying? Like, right. Are those repercussions? Hey, you have to leave, or are those repercussions? Hey, appreciate you coming out, but because you have I think what's dope about you and what you're creating is, even though you're creating a space for people to be entertained, you're also creating the responsibility of all those people that's being entertained. So I feel all that pressure that's on you. So
yes,
how do you balance that, man? Because we've seen the videos, we still got the video.
Well, I'll tell you this. It's sad to say, we're gonna have people that just won't want to adhere to the policies, and when it comes to the safety of our customers, that's priority, and we're actually going to gently ask them to leave, with the sheriff standing next to us. We won't play that game. It is a challenge. There's no question. It is a challenge, but it's a challenge that I think is worth taking, because the mental capacity of everyone in our communities is pretty down right now with everything that's going on in the world, and we need some type of release. Our design, our concept, I believe, is that release. It gets us out of that stigma of being stuck in the house, looking at the same faces day in, day out. So it gives you the opportunity just to breathe. So, but yes, we are going to be very strict on it. We don't want to put anyone out. We don't.
I have a few questions because I've been looking for something really safe to do. I was just saying this weekend I really wanted to do something, but I'm real big on I just cannot put myself at risk. And I've really been standing on this, and I don't see myself really wavering. But let me ask you this, because I'm a piggyback off of Romeo said. We done seen some of these parking lot concerts. On top of that, we also had someone on the show who told us they had a parking lot concert that was so lit, and it turned into a real concert. And so I guess, are the people really gonna be safe?
Well, yes, we are requiring everyone to wear a mask. So when you're in your entertainment zone, we would prefer you to keep your mask on. But obviously, if it's hot out there, you can't take your mask off when you're in your entertainment zone. But if you leave that entertainment zone for any reason, that mask must be on. There is no exceptions on that. We're not going to allow people just to walk around without that mask on. But we're pushing very hard to make sure we keep everyone in their entertainment zone. So that's why, we have a very strong security presence out there to ensure we're keeping people safe. Yes.
Well, if you can get a video of putting somebody out, I believe it'll make your people buy more tickets.
No problem. No problem. Now, I mean, do you want to see them, old school flying out the door?
We gotta do it like the Fresh Prince, but it needs to be done.
Okay.
No, but I got to get my man props, man. I got to give Mr. Beecham some props because it's successfully, saying, except for a few knuckleheads, but you're always going to have knuckleheads at every event, in every place. You have them at Walmart, you have them at the movie theater. You're going to have knuckleheads everywhere. But for the most part, the drive-in concert series on Saturday with Bell Biv DeVoe and Jagged Edge went off without a hitch. Everybody stayed either in their cars, in the back of the pickup trucks, or at their picnic tables, and they were just dancing right there. I mean, some people were going off just in that little space of their own parking space or their parking space next to them. So how do you think that went off in terms of the safety at the Georgia International Convention Center in Atlanta?
I think it went off pretty well. We're constantly taking notes. We're constantly improving. Yesterday, we sat in a 4-hour meeting between us, the owners, and we just went over every aspect of the show. And we're implementing more changes to make it even safer. This is new. COVID has changed everything. So the world has to change with it. And it doesn't happen overnight, but we're dedicated to ensuring that we do what we need to do to keep everyone safe.
I see. Yeah, we do have a couple of photos for that. And I apologize about not putting that up first so that people can have an idea of what the drive-in concert series is. But I do have a couple of photos. And as you can see that everyone has their own space, and you can see that everybody is just walking around. You see me right there with my handsome face covered up. And that was a shame in and of itself because people couldn't see me, but Jagged Edge standing there right behind me, and everybody got their mask on. I mean, it was popping. That thing was popping.
Yes.
Now, I know we're out of time, but I do want to ask you this, just based on the pictures that we just saw. Those cars were fairly close in proximity to one another. How do you mark off the spaces and ensure that they're social distancing?
Well, we had a design out there to where the cars that you saw in that picture, they were side by side, and we created an entertainment zone in front of the car, and they were staggered. So in that particular instance, they were 9 feet apart, all of the patrons. So we staggered them back and forth. So everyone literally had 9 feet circumference around them.
Okay. Well, it looks like it was very successful. We didn't hear about it on the news.
And they actually had a dance floor in front of them, like
going out to King James. But what we wish you much success. We definitely want to keep up with you, learn about the versus battle. I would be eager to see that one. I am in Detroit, so I won't be making that concert, but I'm sure Terry, well, first King James will be there to report out on it and let us know what happens with that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And one more time, mention exactly that concert and what date, what time, and who's going to be participating, and find out and let us know where you can find out more information about that.
Okay, so the concert is September 5th, which is next weekend, not this weekend, next weekend, and we've got Goody Mob battling Mystical, with DJ Manny Fresh battling DJ Jelly, the Atlanta Old School Yeet Squad going against Second Line New Orleans. So you got to be there. If you go to drive-inconcerts.com, you can get all the details there. You can pick up your tickets right now. Well, I think you guys need to really jump on it because tickets are literally flying right now off the shelf.
I mean, it's the Falcons versus the Saints. It's Atlanta versus New Orleans. So,
Hey.
okay. But you know what? You know what? God bless you and best of luck to you and everybody that is involved. Thank you for coming on. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? So,
could I say one more thing? I really want to thank Kathy for putting this together for us. She was awesome. Kathy is the miracle worker. So I just
we're talking about Kathy Taylor of Tell All Inc. So we just want to make sure we get that out in there. But thank you very much. Thank you for Kathy. Thank you to you. Best of luck next weekend. I'm looking forward to it. And I will see you then next Saturday, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
yes.
Take care. Well, you take care and God bless.
God bless.
All right.
Man, I miss those college days when New Orleans used to show up and
our next guest is here.
Somebody on fire. Somebody. I heard somebody told me this black man was on fire in the industry, man, just blowing up television, movies, short films, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. What else you doing, man?
Man, you name it, man. I'm all up in there.
Hey, man, Romeo International, King James, Portia Monique. Introduce yourself to the Rolling Out AM, man.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Tungai Chirisa. I'm so glad to be here this morning. Hella early, though. I might tell you. I'll tell you that. Woo!
Hey, brother, I know you on that LA time.
You on the West Coast.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you checking in. And you know what, though? I'm actually excited about you checking in because when I first caught wind of you, it was with Janelle Monáe.
Yes, sir.
I was like, oh, he out of here. It's a wrap.
I appreciate that.
You no more. He gone. So let's kick in with this, man. Let's talk about your roots. You know, where you from and how you got.
Oh man, that's a loaded question. So I'm gonna try to keep this as brief as possible. Born and raised in Zimbabwe. I moved to South Africa to study film in early 2006. Was there for like 3 years. But while I was in college, I was fortunate enough to kind of like get a couple of gigs here and there in the industry, a lot of commercials, some voice work. And then I did some TV and some film out there. And then I got this one beautiful opportunity to be a lead on a TV show for NBC that was filming out in South Africa. And I was one of the only 2 leads in the entire series. So that in and of itself was just like a baptism of fire. It was my first like major Hollywood production. So I see how y'all do it out here. But then with that production, I was fortunate enough to come out to New York to do a press junket. That was probably late 2008. And man, I fell in love with New York City. I fell in love with America. Made a couple of calls here and there. And April of 2009, I moved back. Right. So I moved up. Yeah, I moved out to LA, April 2009.
See, I'm not going back after this. I'm good.
Oh no. Like I had a conversation with a friend who was out in LA at the time, and she was doing like the LA Film Festival summer program. And I sat down with her, and she was just like very cash. And she was like, "Hey, so congratulations on your show." I'm like, "Yeah, thank you." She's like, "If you don't mind me asking, like, how much did you make for this thing?" And so I'm thinking, like, man, I was in the money. I'm balling out. And so I told her, like, "Yeah, I made X amount of money." She's like, "Oh," and I'm wondering to myself, like, why is she not excited, man? She should be hyped about this, fellow African doing the thing in Hollywood. She's like, you realize that the amount of money that you made for that entire series is what you should have made per episode if you were in America in the Union. Man, my jaw dropped. Like my spirit left my body for a hot minute. And it was at that moment I was like, well, that's it. I gotta move out here because this is ridiculous.
Wow.
Yeah.
I got a follow-up question, man, but I definitely want to let Portia Monique King James jump in. You guys go ahead.
So I've never been to Africa, but I always wanted to go. It's still on my bucket list. I heard that Zimbabwe is beautiful.
Beautiful.
I know, right? I just want to get out there. And South Africa. But so now you're here in the States. You've been here since 2009, and you are working on a film called Palm Springs?
Oh, we shot that last year. It already came out on Hulu.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a comedy with Andy Samberg. And it was kind of like your, 2.0 of Groundhog Day. For these two leads who find themselves and they just keep finding themselves repeating the same day, but with each day it's a deeper exploration as to what the meaning of life is, what love is, and eventually for me it was kind of like, oh, if you live in a time loop and if you pursue a particular person, eventually you're going to win.
Yeah.
Right.
So that was my take anyway. So it was a fun comedy, man. Just a lot of some great upcoming or established, relatively young actors and actresses. So it was a privilege to be a part of that.
Well, tell us about
Portia.
Yeah. She's doing it again. She's doing it again.
This segment is called Star Studio, and we want all those young budding actors who are like you. What are the 2 things that you would give them as advice now that you've had the experiences that you had so that they can have the skill set that you have?
Ooh, good question. I think it's a 2-part. I think definitely there is the personal and then the professional side to it. And I think from a professional point of view is never, ever, ever give up. Trust your instincts and continue to give of your best. Like somebody once mentioned to me that you gotta have this mindset of like a dog. Anytime you walk into the house, a dog is very excited to see you. If you chastise or if you reprimand the dog, it cowers away. But moments later, if you beckon it to come back to you, it acts as if everything is well and all is forgotten. And I think it's the same mentality that you got to take in and day out with every audition, every piece that you got to work on, regardless of the number of times you get rejected. Every time you get a new opportunity to audition, you got to act like it's your first one in your entire career. So that's how I feel you need to approach this, because rejection is something else. And, to not work for 3 years, day in and day out, going on audition will take a toll on you. So that's the kind of mentality you got to have. You got to be like a goldfish, just have a forgetful memory. But from a personal standpoint, I realized that I had to continually stick to my principles, my faith, and just have clarity about who I was and what I was trying to attain, and continually work on myself, because I got to the point where I realized that, well, acting is a beautiful career if you can make a living out of it, but it should just be an extension and the cherry on top to an already full life. So that's how I look at it. And, that's how I have been, I've managed to navigate the deserts and, the crazy moments in LA.
Yeah, I wanted to, I don't know if we're going to go to the, I don't know if we're going to go to the trailer yet, but I had a particular question. Are we going to the trailer right now?
Oh, go ahead.
No. Okay. So shout outs to, first of all, your home country of Zimbabwe, you know what I'm saying, used to be called Rhodesia, but y'all
Yes, sir.
y'all fought and got your independence
Yes.
from them nasty colonizers. So shout out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? What I wanted to know is that, how do you feel about this particular genre blossoming in urban community, urban-based genres, or not urban-based, but they're starring Black people? Because, before Jordan Peele, they acted like there couldn't be no Black horror films. And now all of a sudden, it's like they discovered gold. Like, what I'm saying? What took so long? So how do you feel about being part of that, being in a film where you can, basically channel the entire spectrum of your artistic, talents without having to be placed in a particular box or compartmentalized?
Yeah. What's interesting about it is that growing up, there's Nollywood, right? The Nigerian film industry. And we were so accustomed to seeing our own in those type of genres,
Okay.
horrors and stuff. And and then growing up in Zimbabwe, watching horror movies from America, and then you always get the token Black guy,
right,
who's the first to die.
Yes.
Yeah, so it became a running theme when we were growing up. We didn't even know what we were talking about. We're like, oh, okay, that's another token Black guy. We thought it was humorous from where we were, because we're like, okay, he's the first one to die. I mean, he's the only one that sees the danger, but he's the first one to go.
Yeah.
So we kind of perceive that, but then to come out and to be a part of this new wave, it's like, what took y'all so long? Like, horror is horror. It doesn't matter where you film it and what color skin. Like, obviously understanding race relations in America and the dynamics of Hollywood, and certain business deals or ideas of what sells and what doesn't. Clearly we're starting to see that that was a myth for a very long time. But to be a part of this new genre, man, it's just really exciting. And I think with the last two films from Get Out, from the producer of Get Out, this Antebellum would just be another zinger of full of surprises, and I think people will leave there or get out of their homes at this point, just that much more excited about what we're capable of doing in front of the screen, and just show that, man, we're just human.
Yeah, that's right. I know we want to get to the trailer. Romeo, do we have that trailer ready? Oh, you're on mute, Romeo. You're on mute.
I was over here thinking too loud. We're gonna do a short trailer of Palm Springs, and I want to talk to you about. I want to ask you two questions. One about Antebellum and something else. But this is the Palm Springs trailer. Hit it. That's when you go.
Right. It's like Spider-Man trying to push his way up and it don't work.
She had Antebellum up, so let's go to Antebellum if that's up.
You have a long talk. Hit it.
We're expected to be seen, not heard. But we are the future. Our time is now. I'm coming!
Whoa.
I can tell you're special. What is the plan? We go tonight.
Whoa! See
the rest of it, Lord. Jesus.
Oh man, look, man. I don't like being scared, man. What's going on here, man? No, I'm sorry. Romeo had a question.
Let me ask you two quick questions. Something that you said resonated with me. You spoke out about staying on task, staying focused, and never giving up the fight, right? But you were at a point where you said earlier that you had to take that one big step. I'm leaving my comfort zone of home, pursue in another country my dream. I'm leaving home to pursue a dream. Like that fear factor. Like, what was that adjustment? Because that had to be like a whole
Yeah.
Major stuff.
You know what's crazy? There was no fear. I'm a man of faith, and you know, it was a faith factor for me. You know, when I first came out to New York to do the press junket, you know, I took a walk around the city, and there was just something very familiar about the space, and a level of comfortability that I hadn't experienced other than my home country. And I remember talking one day to God. I was like, "Man, Lord, this city is nice. This is a good place." And I remember him saying, like, "Do you want to come back?" And I was like, "Absolutely." But you know, it has to be on your will and your term. And I remember saying to God, I was like, "If you can give me just one contact in America, I know this is you." When I flew out to LA, I had a couple of meetings with some agents and managers. And by the time I was done, went back to my hotel room, and there was an email waiting for me. And this particular gentleman wrote, he was like, "I know you're still taking meetings, but if you haven't made up your mind, I would love to represent you." It was at that point that I knew that I was coming back. Went back, and literally from the time I left, that was November of 2008, got my paperwork ready and sorted out, and came back. So I was really, really excited. I had no fathomable idea of what was ahead of me, but all I knew was that this was the right move, because it just felt like it needed to happen.
Hey man, we appreciate you checking in on the AM, man, all the way from your AM. I know it's like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. over there, man.
Yeah.
One more time, let us know what's going on with you, man. One more time before you get out of here.
Lots of things, man. I was really excited. Antebellum drops September 21st, so be sure to check that out. It's on every streaming platform. And then getting ready to shoot season 2 of Netflix show Another Life. It's a sci-fi, so mad excited about that. I get to be in space, you know.
From Zimbabwe to space.
From Zimbabwe to space, man. Like, come on. Dreams come true, bro.
That's right. Well, thank you for coming on, man. You know what I'm saying? I got much love for Zimbabwe. They're the one country in Africa that fought for their independence and got it. So I love Zimbabwe. So best of luck to your career, brother. Thank you very much. And we look forward to seeing the movie. We got to check it out. So thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. Much appreciated.
Right. Yes, sir. God bless.
Right. Antebellum, that movie looks like it's going to be fight. Anyway.
Keisha Green.
Keisha is coming back, but we do have G Smalls. Welcome to the AM Wake Up Call, G. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
All right.
Morning, G.
Good morning.
How are you doing this
morning?
I'm doing good. This is not early for me to be awake, but it's early for me to be up. You know what I'm saying?
You just came from the gym, man. If you don't stop playing, man.
No, actually, I need to go to the gym.
I'm gonna be in the gym all through the middle of the night. Okay.
So G is a husband, a father, relationship coach, philanthropist, author. He just dropped his book. What is it? Black Enough, Man Enough. Black Enough, Man Enough. Tell us about it. Oh, let's not forget, he's also a restaurateur in Atlanta, and he's just an all-around entrepreneur doing his thing down in Atlanta. New author, Black Enough, Man Enough. Tell us about it.
So Black Enough, Man Enough is basically details my journey. It's a memoir. It details my journey of what it was like being a biracial Black man. I have a white mother. Grew up in Charleston, South Carolina, home of the Gullah Geechee culture, the Blackest culture in America. So it talks about my journey of self-identification. It also talks about my journey as a sexually fluid man throughout my life, and journeys my relationship with men and women, from my high school sweetheart to my first wife, and now I've been married to my husband for the past 10 years. So it talks about that journey and how I came to accept myself. Talks about fatherhood. I have a 19-year-old son. It talks a lot about relationships. So it's a book that that really touches on most of the things that a lot of us go through in just everyday life.
Wow, I think that's amazing that you put that out there, G, and just like so many people could be relatable to that, you know, and it's almost like things that are not being said and that are not being talked about in the community. One of the things you said that stood out for me was just like placing understanding and acceptance on those dads, you know, who after they become a father, they truly embrace and accept who they are. But then their children, you know, they live that path with them. So I definitely think that's something that is relatable for a lot of people out there that's probably feeling like, you know, it's really just not being talked about and or, you know, swept under the rug. So I thank you for being so bold and courageous.
All right. You're welcome. I'm definitely very vulnerable in the book. I tell people a lot, although I talk about my own personal struggles and my own personal experiences, I just think it's challenges and feelings that we all can relate to. Even when it comes to being Black enough as a Black man in America, like what does that really mean? You know, put my sexuality to a side, that added another layer for me. But as young boys, we are taught what, you know, how we're supposed to act, how we're supposed to carry ourselves. And I think that's something that all Black men are going to be able to relate to.
I think even when I think about, you said Charleston, my family is from Ridgeland. And like,
okay.
So I really know about that Geechee. I'm from New York though, so I don't even feel relatable to them. So I couldn't imagine how you felt, you know, being biracial, having a white mother, living in that old fashioned, good old country environment. I don't think I could survive there.
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting, you know, especially, you know, in the Gullah Geechee culture, most Black people are very dark skinned. So it was might be even, you know, abnormal to see a regular light-skinned person, but, you know, you add a layer of, now I have a white mom. I'm the only one in the Black neighborhood with a white mom. My white side of the family disowned us when my mother started a Black family, so I was not around my white family at all. I just grew up in Black culture, is always what I identified with, but I never felt enough, you know, Black enough. You know what I'm saying? Kamala's going through this shit right now, you know?
You know what? It's amazing because I don't know if you know, a lot of the Geechee community actually came directly from West Africa. So
absolutely, I know. Absolutely, yes.
And they are, you know, have very strong traits of our ancestors. So that's why.
Black man enough. I'm sorry, Romeo. Go ahead, because
Romeo been trying to get in there for a minute.
Sit back. Go ahead, Romeo.
Because G on here, we about to have this conversation, and first of all, I do want to read the book, and I love how you started off the conversation with every single thing that was put before you that you fought through till now. But so, as a millennial, right, real life conversation, you said something key. Black men are brought up to be, hey, here's your helmet, here's your shield, here's your sword, put this on. Well, what am I supposed to do with it? You don't know, just put it on. You're just supposed to carry it because this is who you're supposed to be. Now, at some point in time, not saying that you took your shield, your sword, or your helmet off, but you just learn how to wear it. You yourself learn how to wear it. So my question is, when did that happen? Because it's funny that you're on today, because yesterday, I don't know if you are socially in tune, but the whole Jeffree Star thing was trending. About
I haven't watched the video. But I'm aware of what's going on here.
So when I was reading the comments, because the lady that he had just had a child by, and then the relationship he is now, I was reading the comments, and it was a tear. Half of it was like, why did you disrespect that Black queen? The other half of it is, why are y'all condemning why are you condemning this Black man for living his truth? And it's funny that you said that, because you started off with, we're built to be helmet, shield, sword. How does that work, man? Like, how does that work?
So, I mean, I guess for me, you know, I always, ever since I was younger, I always had feminine mannerisms. Like I was not the most boyish boy. But you know, once you get probably later elementary school to middle school, you start learning really how you're supposed to carry yourself. You get that. When I was coming up, there was that little bump when you walk. Black boys or black men always had that bump in their walks. So you learn that's how I'm supposed to walk, or I'm not supposed to have my hand on my hips like that. So let me take my hands down and start walking with more swag, over the case may be, right? And so that just becomes who you are after a while. And so you go into high school, I go into college, you go into your 20s. And for me, as I started, I think, examining accepting my attraction for men, I started, it made me examine all of my life. You know what I mean? Everything that I was taught and how I was expressing myself. And so I feel like once I realized, and this is me, and I feel like my late 20s, early 30s, and it's still happening for me, right? Taking that armor off. I don't know if we ever really take it off. You know what I'm saying? You could be conscious of the weight you're carrying and breathe. I think once you become conscious that you're carrying this around, you can release it. But naturally, it comes right back on. So I feel like for me, in my late 20s to early 30s and still to today, I'm continuously reminding myself, I don't need the armor to be man enough. You know, I can be exactly who I am, and I know that's what it means for me to be man enough. I don't have to carry around that armor all around. So I think it's just continuously reminding myself, because you can be taught something and act a certain way for 25 years, and just because you realize that really wasn't the right thing does not mean that switch goes right off, and now you're automatically behaving differently, and your natural impulses are not still there. So I think it's a constant keeping yourself reminded of that weight you're carrying.
I appreciate it.
You are amazing, G. And I think anyone who don't think you black enough or geeky enough, they gotta let you say 5 words, because you say, you know, going into high school, and you know the geeky started coming out of you. I was like, okay. And one thing we know about the people from, you know, South Carolina, the geeky community, is that they know how to cook it and chef it up. So here that you got a restaurant. I don't want to order the name. I believe it's Virgo's Gullah.
Yep. So it's Virgil's Gullah Kitchen and Bar. It's named after my late father. He died over 12 years ago. I met my husband like right after, and both of us believe that my father has just been leading our way like this. We've been doing some amazing things together, some things I never thought I would do, like opening a restaurant, starting a foundation, writing his memoir. And I feel like he's really just been my spiritual guidance. And it's like a love letter to Virgil. And it's all about celebrating Gullah Geechee culture and Gullah Geechee cuisine. So, you know, just like you said, you know, our ancestors are from West Africa. We were brought over to grow rice in the marshland. So there's a lot of rice in our culture. If you're familiar with jollof, a lot of our rices are like jollof, you know, from West Africa. So it's the first soul food. It's where soul food was born. So at the end of the day, it's black people food, you know. So
we need you to tell us what we come in here to get.
So you're gonna get what I call shrimp and gravy, and that's what we call basically shrimp and grits. It's a brown gravy. You know, it's really just like you stew chicken, you stew shrimp. And so we got that. And we also have our slam and salmon, which is a salmon, blackened salmon over white rice with a crab cream sauce. We definitely have our red rice, which is the staple in Charleston, which is, like I said, jollof. It's a tomato-based rice with sausage and peppers and bacon. We have a bunch of seafood, fried oysters, shark meat. I don't know if you ever had real shark, but we have shark meat. We have egg rolls. Yeah, I mean, we have macaroni and cheese, which is our most popular thing, fried chicken. We have it all.
Sounds delectable. I can't wait to come down there and try it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's right in College Park on Main Street.
Okay.
Hey, G. Hey, G. Shirley Jones from Facebook chimed in. She says, I think your life experiences are what takes you from carrying your armor to really knowing how to use your armor.
That's true. That's powerful. Because I mean, although we've been made to carry this thing, I do, like she said, I think you can use it for the benefit of your journey.
Right. And I applaud you for that, man. And I only wanted, because I felt I felt your energy in the beginning, how open you said you were. And you know, a lot of people, you know, and I ain't gonna flex on you. I was when I was reading the story, I was confused. I was like, okay, do you support or do you condemn for, like, you know what I'm saying? Just real life. You know, you sit there and you struggle because you see people every day and their walks of life is not your walk of life. Like,
Right.
they made your shoes, so you don't got to be worried about what Nike or Reeboks they wear. But
Right.
I appreciate the energy, man.
No, I appreciate you too, brother. And I can't wait for you to read the book. And I think you're going to find out, though, like I said, my particular experiences are unique to me, but the growth and the challenges and the emotions and the feelings, I'm not no different than anybody else. We all feel the same things. We are all challenged mostly with the same things. It's all about living you authentically, whatever that means for you, because we're all trying to be Black enough, man enough. It's not just your sexuality, it's the artistic kid. They taught that's not Black enough. It's the skater boy. Oh, that's not Black enough. It's all of those things. You know, it's all about just being your authentic self.
Hey, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Romeo.
Oh,
No, I was saying I'm sorry to laugh, but he's right. Now that I think about it, like,
skater boy. You know,
The smart kid. I mean, how many more R&B singers would we have if singing wasn't too feminine? You know what I'm saying?
I was like, Mom, I want to do parquet. I was like, wait a minute, Doodle.
Like, what is that?
Jump off stuff, son? Oh,
Yeah.
jump off stuff.
That's white boy shit. That's white boy shit. That's white boy shit. Like, damn, can I be a Black man that don't fit into this box?
Well,
and then when I fit into that box, you calling me ghetto and I don't know how to act.
You better come on, sir. You better tell the truth. For real, you better tell the truth.
They're going to condemn you anyway, so you might as well be yourself.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for coming on. The name of the book is Black Enough, Man Enough. The name of the restaurant, Black Enough, Man Enough.
I'm going to have to read that.
Please do. Please do.
Is that available on Audible?
And so it's not on Audible yet. It's coming on Audible, but it's on Amazon, Kindle, and Apple Books right now.
Okay, I'm just going to have to make my
It's a page turner. I don't hold anything back. I give you the details. So, I mean, it's a page turner.
Oh, so it's already on Apple Books. It's already on my phone then.
There you go. There you go.
Download that. We're gonna read about being Black enough, man enough. When we're in the area, when I'm in the area, everyone else is in the area. I'm definitely going to visit Virgil's Gullah Kitchen and Bar.
Yes.
I want to taste some of that shark meat. I've never tasted shark.
It's good. It's good. It's like any other fish you've ever had. You know, it's very unique.
So when you come to the A, we're gonna go together when it's safe outside. How about that? I'm gonna treat you to this King's restaurant because it's a Black king right here. He representing y'all.
That's what's up.
Thank you for coming by today.
Yeah,
Thank y'all.
See how they done invited themselves to your restaurant, right? You see how they done.
It's all good. I know. Come on in. Come on.
But thank you so much for coming on the AM Wake Up Call. We definitely appreciate you. Your book is timely. We definitely need to read about it. Black Enough, Man Enough on Apple Books and anywhere. Well, it's on Apple Books. It's not on Audible. I do Audible, but I'm gonna go ahead and download it on Apple Books and read it on Apple Books too.
Go on.
Romeo trying to beat me to it.
Appreciate it. It's just a click. I love technology. You'll be on chapter 10 by tomorrow.
Love it. Thanks so much, G.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And we will talk to you a little later. Have a wonderful day.
Yeah, man. Let me check this out.
Report, honey.
Hey, tell you, Keisha, you better get on my technical side, man. iPhone.
But you know, I could have been doing it, but I'm trying to check on my son on that virtual school thing because yesterday was a hard day.
Everybody on the iPhone except for one person. We ain't gonna point no fingers.
We're not gonna. So I don't talk about people. So we're not gonna talk about Terry not having an iPhone. But go ahead. I think we got time for Terry
to tell.
report.
Okay, the hate is real. The hate is real, but we're gonna keep on going. And the hate is real on my boy. I'm the first King James from Akron, Ohio, to Dallas to Atlanta, and this is the second King James. He and other famous athletes continue to use their vast national platform. He has 80 million Instagram followers, and he has started a campaign called More Than a Vote, which is an organizational campaign to offset the blatant infringements and obliteration of minority voting rights by, instituting or planning to institute voting booths at stadiums and arenas in Los Angeles. I know that there's one being planned in Atlanta and in other particular major cities across the country to ensure the maximum and optimum levels of voting participation. So shout out to LeBron James for that, even though he also won last night in his game against the Portland Trail Blazers. He won twice because he's got our back. So on to the next thing right now in the slide. Yes, we were talking about this earlier, that the Republican National Convention basically engaged in demagoguery, and I repeated to Portia, demagoguery is the appeal to people's prejudices and the lower selves. And so basically they basically said everybody who disagreed with them was a socialist and a Marxist. And I don't quite understand that because we don't quite agree with your platform. So we have to go ahead and remain vigilant, and we have to watch, because as Malcolm X said a long time ago, you don't really know your entire argument until you hear the other side argument. So we must watch this, even though it is hard, and you want to upchuck the bile and basically upchuck your breakfast. But anyway, on to the next slide. C. Murder's secret girlfriend, she just came out, and then she went back into hiding. She blasted Monica, as we can see here. They used to date long time ago, back before he was in prison, back in 2002. He spent the last 18 years trying to get free for being convicted of the murder of another man at a nightclub in New Orleans. And so this secret girlfriend came out at the last minute and questioned the sincerity of Monica getting back on the forefront of trying to get him out of prison. She blasted him saying, "Where have they been?" She said that I've been on the forefront. I'm the one that moved 4 minutes from the prison he is staying in Louisiana. And so she basically, dragged. That's a word that we're not allowed to use it rolling out, but I love to use it now. Dragged all across the cybersphere, basically talking about her sincerity. Basically being a Johnny come lately, her and Kim Kardashian. So what do y'all think about that being blasted? And the girl went back into Instagram private after she blasted Monica. I don't know what that's about. So I don't know if she even was supposed to stop.
Terry, you was going in and out. Your connection wasn't
okay.
Strong.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. My bad. I had too many show with the groups and straining my Wi-Fi. But anyway, I'm back. I turned them off. So basically, what do y'all think about C. Murder's secret girlfriend coming out and blasting and dragging Monica?
Why? Like, why do we feel the need to be seen all the damn time? Like, if you know that you're the girlfriend, be confident in that. Be the girlfriend.
All that said was, what about me? What about what I did? Girl, you ain't got no platform to make nothing shake. So just move and sit to the side and let her get your dude out.
I'm just saying, like, let the man get out.
Like, have some decency and order. He didn't have a talk with her, girl. You need to have some decency and order.
Well, she went back into hiding, so he probably talked to her after she came out and she was feeling some type of way. So she went back into hiding. But before that, girl, sit down. Let your man get out of jail. Sit down.
Get him out.
Exactly. Romeo, I don't know if you had anything to add to that, but you know what? I need to go ahead quickly with the rest of my segments. Let's see what the next one on the slide is. Yes, as soon as Tamara Mowry Housley, I think I said that correctly, resigned from The Real, Garcelle Bouvet replaces her as a co-host on The Real daytime talk show. So this is interesting. Garcelle is making a comeback. I mean, she's already just signed up for season 10 of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and now she has this show. So she got two things in her portfolio after, keeping a low profile for the past decade or so. But then again, she had the little situation with her marriage. But what do y'all think about that?
love her. I love her. I'm happy that she is thriving. I'm happy that she's continuing to be successful. She's shining. She stands for Black excellence. She stands for Black growth. I'm happy for her. Kudos to her. Congratulations.
So I think she's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
Romeo, anything?
I just remember her from Power when she had the sex scene with Ghost. That's what I remember.
What? Oh, okay. I got to go back and check. But yes. But anyway, that's positive thoughts. I think that it was already mentioned today about how you go on auditions for 3 years to never get any type of love, but your faith and knowing what you're going after and remaining true to yourself has allowed him to be blessed by his beyond his imagination. The movie that he starred in that played at the Sundance Film Festival was accepted in record numbers, was bought out in record numbers. So you cannot please God if you don't have faith. So you must be faithful to your goals and to yourself, and you will be rewarded. And so I pass the ball for my positive thoughts to Portia Monique.
Portia Monique. So positive thoughts of today. Change is inevitable. Growth is optional. So with that being said, keep changing, asking, growing, evolving, succeeding, moving, shining, and above all else, keep growing. I'm passing the ball to my girl, Keisha.
All right, my positive thoughts of the day, I'm going to kind of piggyback off of Terry. Faith without works is dead. So, we have to definitely make sure that we're doing the work to see the things manifest. We don't want to sit and really blame and not really take our ownership for not really doing the work for what it is that we're looking to happen. So on today, I need you guys to go into action. Turn those dreams that you owe yourself into action and actually do the work behind your faith. I'm going to pass the ball over to Romeo.
No, somebody else better close this. Matter of fact, I'm going to pull one for y'all. The sun and the moon are both round. You should be around to vote. You should be around to protect yourself from COVID. Don't think, just be around. Hey man, look, I don't know how to do this. Hey man,
you try.
Thank you. Y'all have a good Tuesday. Like my man said, nobody walks in nobody's shoes, and everybody's shoe size is different. So stop trying to tell people what they need to do in their life if your life ain't fixed up. Until you become Jesus, shut up. Other than that, Portia, close us out. I don't know.
Time Jesus, shut up. Quoted by Romeo International.
Most powerful quote.
I mean, did that. I mean, bruh. Okay.
Man, I did the whole look, but you know how he leaned in.
He was channeling Munson Steve.
He without sin cast the first stone upon this morning, or you shall not bear the rock. Okay.
It's a wrap.
We want to thank everybody. Yeah, we want to thank everybody.
You're not closing the show because you're breaking up. We thank everybody for tuning in to Rolling Out Good Morning Wake Up Call, where we have Portia, your boy Romeo International, the first King James, and I myself, I am Keisha Green. Thank you guys for tuning in. Goodbye.
Thank you. Oh, we have Health IQ tonight, so make sure that you tune in at 6 p.m. for Health IQ. And
go on to rollingout.com to check out, the stories that we have, some of them that we talked about that's on the show. It's on our website already, so go to rollingout.com.
Hey.
And we are the AM Wake Up Call.
Hey.
Portia Monique, have a great day.